Hi Collective, welcome to my channel, Cosmic Divine Seeker. Hi everyone. Alright, so I'm cleansing the space, raising my vibration. We're going to get into the current energy surrounding me at this time, as that's normally what I go off of for the readings if I don't pull in certain collectives. If I do, I have them labeled that way. But you can still always feel free to take a look at any of them, because if you guys interact with me more, watching me, liking videos, commenting, you know, things like that, I feel your energy more. So then you come out sometimes more in the collective reading, because it's the energy I'm pulling on that's surrounding me, right? For the ones that aren't labeled certain ways. But sometimes, you know, you get guided to readings too because of placements, and it could be placements that you have more of an influence of at that time. Like literally, like you could be like being ruled by your Mars energy more, especially when we have things going on in the cosmos, right? And maybe your Mars placements, for instance, could be like Taurus energy, and that's why you got pulled to a Taurus reading or something like that. Do you see what I mean? Like you might not even be aware that because it might not be in your main three, your sun, moon, rising, you know, which those you can get the best placements taking a look at those. But also, like, a lot of people don't look at their Gemini placement, where your Gemini placement has to do with love and relationships, and a lot of people go looking for love, things like that. And there's a big influence, especially when Venus is making movements, right? Like I really feel like anybody that, like, Venus placements are going to be very significant, especially because Venus is starting to go retrograde in Leo. But I really feel that Leo is going to resonate with a lot of people because of the strong influence that we have with Leo and Venus in love relationships, and the fact that we're headed into Leo season. So that's what I mean. Collectively, I really feel like everybody's going to resonate, like, with the Leo readings at some point. Do you know what I mean? Like, not everybody goes through things at this certain time, because time is fluid and non-linear, but we're all interconnected. We really are. And especially when things are going on within the cosmos, that very strong influence. That's why collectively a lot more. I hope this is making sense. That's why for the longest time I didn't want to label my readings, but that really helps us meet and reach certain collective energies, and it's kind of how as a whole we can collect more. It's just like, even though you could be looking at your specific sign, at a reader, whatever, but it still might not resonate for you. Right? It might not be your whole story, because collectively it might not have played out for you yet. It could be a piece of what's going on for you currently, what happened to you in the past, what's to come. You got to move around with the energies, right? I don't know why I'm really feeling to go into this now, but I am. For whatever reason, you know, I call in stars, they take over the readings. And I am a spiritual teacher. You need to know that. So that's why I incorporated a lot of that in with my readings, right? So you get a lot of metaphysical teachings, and you might not be aware of it, right? I mean, sometimes you could literally get pulled in for the spiritual teaching and the downloaded guided messages that I'm meant to give more than the cards, right? So that's why it's really important to hang out for a reading when you get guided to it, even though if you reach a part where like, this isn't resonating with me anymore, let me click off. You don't even know. Source could have been guiding you to something. It's why you trust what you feel, because you know when you feel something, whether it's for you or not. If you have a feeling like, no, it's time to click off or whatever, then trust that too, you know, because maybe you already got out of the message what you were meant to see, right? That's why it's something I learned. Like, sometimes I would literally click off readings, and I'd be like, why did I do that? And then I'd click back, and then I'd finish the reading like, oh, well, not the rest of the reading was for me. So that's why, well, you know, as you start to use your intuition more, you start to learn to trust it more. You know, and it's kind of with anybody. Like, don't you get that feeling like, oh, I should do something? Like, let's, for instance, like with drinks. So many times, like, I may put my drink somewhere, right? And then I'll have a thought like, I should move it. What if somebody comes in and spills it because it's on the side of the counter or whatever? And then I won't move it. 5 minutes later, Mom, I'm sorry, knocked your drink over. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I just take the time to move it when I felt to do so? You know, and I know that happens to everybody. And a lot of times it's those little things like that that test us, right? Because a lot of times it's the big things that, hold on, let me turn this fan, it's getting warm in here. Sometimes the big things will listen more too, right? Like, oh, I feel I'm in a dangerous situation, you know, like, let me not go off with this person or whatever, you know. But I don't know, it's all significant. I feel like it doesn't bother me because it's blowing my shirt too much. I don't know, I fidget a lot. Okay, So, yeah. Well, this is interesting. The stuff is coming out. You know, because, this is a strong, like, time of heightened psychic abilities and gifts, right? So I feel some of you could be getting guided to using more of your gifts, or maybe to be a reader, right? Because I'm also a way shower, so I kind of guide the collective of light workers to go towards their destined and desired path, right? So for some of you, you could be getting guided, you know, to be a tarot reader, a card reader, oracle reader, whatever that may be. So yeah. I like to give a lot of, like, my teachings, inner knowledge, and things like that I have, right? So, I'm just trying to move some of this stuff so I have more opened up for messages. All right, so, anyway, this Hocus Pocus deck caught my eye. The stars, right? The purple, the black, and also, I've been feeling very strongly about somebody's, like, whether this is you or someone surrounding you, there's just a strong energy of really embracing the shadow side of yourself, balancing things out. That's what I mean. It could be you, or it could be a lover, because for a lot of you, like, there's a lot of major shifts that are going on within relationships. There's a lot of, like, unions. For union to occur, too, with, like, a soulmate and a higher vibrational lover, you have to obtain, like, homeostasis within. So you really have to find that balance of feminine and masculine energy. So it really takes embracing your masculine side, which is a lot of times, you know, more of your shadow side. As I say that, they're showing me temperance. So that's what I mean. And the moon. Right? Which that's, you know, really what I'm saying, embracing the shadow side, the dark side, right? Hierophant is here. So this has to do with, by doing so, you're actually completing higher level contracts. Wow. Whoa, is this judgment? I did a really cute Hocus Pocus reading. I called it a bunch of Hocus Pocus and spiritual attacks are going on just above this one, but I was talking about how I had to write them down for the Roman numerals, because I haven't used this deck in a while, so it's really tripping me up. Wheel of Fortune, no, because it's the potion, so it's 10 of Cups. This has to do with your happily ever after. And you know, this makes sense being in Cancer season, because we're in Cancer season, getting ready to close that out and head into Leo season. So then you're feeling all that energy's going on you, right? How you feel about yourself, your life. Yes, Leo's card here, that sun energy. So you're focusing a lot on you, how you see the, like, you know, life's revolving around you, what you want. Not to mention that strength with the Leo energy side. Drinks. I like wild flavors. The blue raspberry. Okay. What is this? I almost wanted to say, what is this, Leo? 3 of Cups, 3 of Potions here is following the sun. So there's definitely this energy of celebration, of coming together. Because I really feel that it's like once you master this temperancing, and if you look at this card, you know, look at her. She's just sitting there like, I got this. She's no longer mixing like you often see in temperance. She doesn't look unbalanced. And if you look, she's just standing there with a smug smile, crossing her arms. You know, it looks like she's standing there. I don't know what scene from the movie that is, if you know who this is. I don't know if this is really like going off of the new Hocus Pocus. It just says the Disney classic film, so it goes off of the I'm not sure who, oh, it must be the friend, right? It's not Danny. But she's standing there with her arms crossed like, I got this. you know, and I was talking a lot in the last reading about being able to transform these energies, being able to alchemize. And I was talking about crystals, which I keep seeing, I keep looking at them a lot. I was talking about ways to alchemize, ways to transmute psychic attacks and things like that with certain crystals in my last reading. I don't want to repeat too much because I know this is the energy and the frequency that I'm getting, but for those of you that watched that reading, I don't want to pull too much. So when I tell you I'm guiding you to a reading, it's going off the same energy. So if you find that this reading is resonating more, I'm telling you about things I talked about in the last one, you should go take a look, right? But see, there's this transformation that's happened. Because as I was talking about the crystals, I was looking at her rings too. And she has crystal rings on, right? So there's 3 hands here, and they're touching the cat, and it kind of looks like he's being whirled with magic, right? Because I'm really getting that it's representing like the spiritual attacks. And but there's a transformation. And that's what I'm getting to is when things stop being a trigger to you, you are able to have more control. It's like really powerful when, you know, if you ever been in a situation where somebody's coming at you to try to fight with you and you don't have anything to say back to them, and then when you walk away, you're just like, God, that was really empowering. You know, I didn't let them get the better of me. Like, I sat there and I said, no. Like, you know how empowering that is? That's kind of what I feel like's happening here. There's like spell work and things like that trying to go on, but you've transformed somehow. Where in the past, it got a rise out of you, got you to fight, it was too much for you to handle, whatever it may be. But, King of Candles. All right, I'm getting distracted. And I keep going down. But, it's like once you can not let those trigger you, you've alchemized. You've learned how to flip those energies around and use them in another way, right? It's like you're not fighting fire with fire. You're alchemizing that fire, right? For you to create a new potion to use against them, but or whatever. Huh? Interesting. These cards are wild. I'm trying to, I want to see more messages that I get out of them from channeling, just looking at the imagery. Alright, we'll go back to that in a second. Let me see what comes out here. Interesting. We got the Page of Lightning and the, be the 10 of Candles, which was the wands, candlesticks or wands. So 10 of Wands here. So this was a very heavy situation. And the lightning is the swords. So Page of Swords. Like I said, this is somebody that's up to no good here. See, like, he's like etching in ice. He's touching the ice. It's interesting. It's like he's calling him out on his tattoo. He's just sitting there. Somebody is trying to gather information, really trying to start with you, trying to... But see, they could be throwing things at you too. Like, look at what you did. Look at this. Look at that. Somebody I'm getting this energy is like somebody's like nitpicking you and trying to get a rise out of you, trying to destabilize you. But you're just sitting here like, call it out all you want. I don't care. It's kind of like somebody's like, say somebody's threatening, like, I'm going to use this, like somebody's threatening to call services and threatening to do all of this stuff, and someone's literally like, you know what, I called them on myself. I already did it myself, so what are you going to do about it? I don't know why I felt to say that, but I did. Somebody's outsmarting their enemy for sure. Knight of Potions. The Knight of Cups is under the deck. Potions are cups. And the King of Candles. This has to do with the King of Wands. Some King of Wands is offering some sort of love, right? This is a wish fulfillment. It comes in with the Star after a major healing here. It's an Emperor. Even this Emperor is even coming out with the Knight of Cups and the Hocus Pocus deck. It's coming out in every deck, guys. You definitely got like a boss energy that's coming in. This is, look at who the Emperor is too. Isn't that who the neighbor or whatever, the girls went to his house, master, do you remember? And they were like, they thought he was the master because he was in the devil costume. That was, oh my god, guys, look, the Empress is right there. Oh my gosh, I'm done. Look, now I'm laughing like a witch. Oh my gosh. Wow. I see how it works. This was so beautiful. I love it when I call different decks, but the same energy comes out. And I wouldn't have suspected it in this deck. Guys, and my decks are like heavily like shuffled, and they're not in order at all. I don't put them back in order. I did for a little while because somebody told me it causes less chaos in your home. And he may be right, but my ADHD, and even though I have OCD, like, I couldn't do it. I'm like, can't keep resetting my decks. I mean, I cleanse them, don't get me wrong. I cleanse them a lot with selenite, and I spray my, and all of that. But I just couldn't put them in order, right? So, I have bards for me. I have crates and crates of cards. All right. So, anyway, Judgment is here. Yeah, Judgment's being called. And on the Emperor and the Empress. What is this? What was she holding all those potion bottles? Is that 8 or 9? 8. So it's the 8 of Cups. Wow. And that's the 9 of Pumpkins. So 9 of Pentacles. So somebody got into this independent energy at walking away. Look, she walked away with all the potion bottles too. Look at that. She decided to walk away with all the potion bottles. Like, you know what? You ain't getting all my magic, all the work that I put into all of this. No, you're not. No, the hell you're not. Wow. So I just realized over here in my hands that I was holding the 9 of Potions and 9 of Candles with the Star. So this is the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So this is going to come in fast. This love offer. And there's a lot of hands on this potion bottle here. So it's like, that's why it has to come in fast, I feel. Because there's like competition, or people are trying to steal this offer or thwart this offer or something. You know, and there's all this limited time. Like, there she is, the girl, right? Trying to set her free, right? The healing to set her free. Like, wasn't there amount of time it took to set her free or whatever? Like, had to be there by morning, by sunup or something. There was something to do with timing. I'm trying to remember the movie. Now I see how neat these decks are when you can relate them to the movies. Like, gosh, like, and the characters too. People put a lot of thought into these. Like, I seen a beautiful reader was using the Golden Girl deck, right? And now I know I need to get it because I was in love with that show. It always made me feel at home because I was left alone a lot when I was a little girl. And because I get scared, like, Golden Girls were always on late, right? So I'd put it on, and I always felt like, I was like, looked at them as like my grandmothers, because I never really had my grandparents growing up in my life. So, they like, I don't know how I'm feeling to share this stuff. I've been told to get more personal swim. So anyway, like, I've literally seen like every single show of theirs multiple times, right? So I know their characters inside and out. And when this beautiful reader was referencing calling the energy in on each of them associated with the tarot, and I was like, they couldn't have thought of the most beautiful, like, the way that these theme decks are, the creators put in a lot of time into what each association for the card, because it fits just perfectly, right? Beautifully, right? Like I was telling you, the Emperor, like, you get, like, it's, I mean, some of it's going to be cuter, but some of it's like epically on, because I was kind of against, I'm like, oh, it's just new age, it's just one of these things like they want to make money off of, you know. Like my son was in love with Stranger Things, right? And I was trying to get the pre-release of the Stranger Things deck, and I was like, do I really want to get in? Like, once I buy one, these kids are going to make me buy decks for, like, I remember I got in the Alice. I've got that deck too, but I've just been hesitant to, because I guess because me being very, very old soul, I like that tradition, but I do love the new age stuff too. But I don't know, I just was like, there's just a way to make money, but no, like, it's really neat. So I really feel that I'm talking to people that are going to be inspired to do tarot and things like that, and to be a tarot reader, right? Because I know that this is going to reach a lot of you new star seeds, right? As you're awakening to your abilities and your skills, trying to do these things. But yeah, don't just be, oh, that's just don't look at it as like, oh, it's collectible or whatever. Like, no, it's really neat, especially if you have a connection. Like, I, of course, was always connected with Hocus Pocus. Come on now, with the witches. Just a minute, baby. So, yeah, so because of that is why, you know, my daughter too being very intrigued by it is why I picked it up. But I really see the connection now, and it's really super cute. So don't let that steer you away. All right, I gotta pause the video. If it glitches off when it comes back, the audio will play through the rest of the video, but we will pull a couple more cards and take a look and do a few more things in just a second, guys. Alright guys, sorry about that. 21:11 I just seen. Whenever my little girl does interrupt me, normally I pay attention to the times. I don't always pause the videos though, because sometimes they will, the audio and the video has trouble with the upload. But I say to look it up as universal angel number. So while I was waiting on here, the message I found was, it means you're absolutely on the right path to having your wildest and biggest dreams come true. So that's very beautiful, right? And for some of you, whatever that dream may be, in some sort of, it could be being a content creator, starting your own tarot business or something like that, or whatever it may be. I'm talking a lot about the technique and the cards and astrology. I feel guided to this reading, so I feel that that's significant, right? So I see the Three of Wands here on the bottom, so off at the distance, and the Three of Pumpkins, which is the Three of Pentacles. So you're definitely going to be like coming together. There's this like collaboration energy. Something is off at the distance about coming together and working with others. So maybe you could be joining somebody, being part of their team or something like that. So that was definitely on the bottom here. So anyway, I don't want to keep going too long because I just realized I'm at 20 minutes and I'm trying to keep my readings around that so they can upload, and that kind of seems like a sweet spot, right? 2233 I just seen as well for another angel number, universal angel number. Repeating 2s and 3s kind of seems like a sweet spot for uploading time, so I'm going with it. And 2244, ooh, look at all these repeating numbers that are catching my eye. So very powerful. But all right, guys, I'm going to be doing some more readings. Always take a look at whatever you feel guided to. If you're not subscribed to my channel, why not? It's free to do so. So definitely subscribe. Liking the videos claims the energy, lets me know energetically that it connected with you. So that's beautiful. And, you know, the more you watch me, the more you come out my readings. So, all right, guys, love and light to all of you. Bye.